Hi, I'm on two screens today because I thought I had the feature where I can use one streaming service and broadcast on multiple platforms, but apparently I do not. So here we are. I got a screen over here. Hi, everyone on the YouTube community. And I have a screen right here. Hello, everybody on my Facebook page. Now, I wanted to do something very special for these two particular audiences, specifically because I always go live on Instagram. And I'm always showing love on Instagram and on threads and like on that part of the world. But my community here on YouTube and here on Facebook, my actual Facebook page, I owe you an apology. I've been doing you guys a disservice because even though I'm slightly there, I'm not always there. And that is just not the business. It's not the jam. And so I really wanted to include you guys moving forward in this new season, especially because I've been away for so long and so many things has happened in this year alone. And we're not even at the end of the year, but the fact that I've been doing so much in this year, just behind the scenes and preparing, I really wanted to this time do it right and include you guys into the mix and just letting you guys know like what's up and giving you guys some love and giving you guys some not just like repeated love. Like I didn't want it to just upcycle what I was doing over there and sharing it over here for you guys to feel like I wanted to do something special because you guys deserve to be treated special in your own way. Let me fix this tripod. It's kind of crooked. There we go. So if you were just kind of catching this and you're like, hey, I remember that girl, or hey, I know who she is, let me go ahead and just reintroduce myself. My name is Selina Almodovar. I am a Christian relationship author and coach. And I am here in this online world to kind of encourage Christian women and Christian couples on how to lean on their faith so that they can establish and prepare and build a lasting relationship that is fulfilling, that is faith filling, and that is going to bring them all of the joy for all of their time. So I'm doing that. But of course, all of my old work, last year and the year before was mainly geared towards single women. I have 4 books, 2 of which are specifically for single Christian women. If you've seen any of my YouTube videos from 2022, almost all of them was geared towards single women. And that's because the purpose was, go buy my book, go see what I just done. That was my newest project at the time. But now because things are evolving, as you can see, my pink hair is gone. My brand has gone from this hot pink navy blue kind of vibe to a more soft and subtle kind of vibe. And that is because your girl has changed. God sat her down at the end of the holiday season and basically said, I want you to sit and I want you to rest. And it was in that rest that I was like, okay, God, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get moving. I have all these content ideas. I have all these videos. I need to start recording videos after Christmas. So that way I can, get the ball moving in the new year. And God was like, yeah, no, you're going to sit. You're going to sit. You're going to be still. And you are going to hear me. Okay. And in that season of sitting, I was probably not posting anything anywhere. I made 0 new pieces of content for a solid 4 months where I just kind of left it all. I did, I did write my Sunday devotional, which if you are not a part of my Sunday devotional, then I will link that in the description. It's a free email that I do every single week, but it's just a way to encourage, a way to draw people to kind of look at God and be encouraged by God through God. And so I kept that up. But as far as like social media content, making videos, doing the trendy reels, going live, all of those things completely just placed on the back burner because God was doing something new in me and he wanted me to be very clear and very transparent in receiving it. And then I had to, of course, develop the confidence and the boldness to put it out there. So that's kind of where I've been. This is kind of where I'm at today. So if you're like, hey, things look kind of different here, her message is a little different, her look is a little different, that's why. That is why. But of course, I feel like I owe the single Christian women some due diligence, because I have been working with you guys for so long, and you guys have been supporting me, and we've created a wonderful community in that. And so I can't just drop what I was doing before and completely pivot to something that's not going to respond to you guys. And so what God has given me is a grand plan. Okay. And if you are anything familiar to like Marvel, the MCU, Marvel comic movies, right? The Marvel cinematic movies, they have different phases, and all of the phases kind of ultimately lead up to one grand finale of a thing, right? And we saw that with the End Game, we saw that with the Avengers Infinity Wars, like all of it was leading up to one thing, and it took 10 years to complete. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take me 10 years to complete this thing, but what I am saying is that there is a plan in place that's going to just kind of reveal itself in its beautiful timing. And that plan starts with single women, because that is where my heart is. And I wanted to give you guys something that you can take to build on as you move out of your single season and into, relationships and marriage and motherhood, because that's a whole nother ball game in and of itself. So today I just wanted to pop on here real quick. I'm not going to be an hour long. This is not a webinar. I don't have slides. This is very raw. I don't even have a whole stream of makeup on, because I told my kids we would go swimming after I had some quiet time in my office. And so what I wanted to do today was just kind of break the ice, right? Say, hey, I'm back. Hey, I'm here to support you guys. Hey, I established my community. I know you guys are there. I want to be there with you. And I wanted to really show some love and do some service to single Christian women, because the bulk of what you have seen come out of me has been stemmed in that direction. And so will it always be like that? No. Will I ever talk about wives and marriage and all of that things? Yes. But for right now, today in this season, I want to pay some homage, if that's the word, to Christian single women. So if you're out there and you have some words to say, I would love to hear from you. I haven't even been looking at comments, so let me get the comments ready in case there's one out there. And of course, I do have different content on other platforms. So if you want to see me talk about something completely different, I am also on Instagram, where I'm talking more about relationship stuff. I'm on TikTok, where it's more of just like, hey, these are my sudden thoughts. I'm on Threads, where I talk about everything from being a mom to being a homemaker to all of my nerdy fetishes and beyond. So follow me everywhere at Selina Almodovar, and let's get into today's topic, shall we? So today I wanted to really talk to you about 3 things that you need. You need to have these 3 things in place in order for you to actually go from being single and wandering to feeling single and purposefully waiting. Now, I am not a genie. I'm not a matchmaker. I'm not going to tell you that it takes 3 steps to find the perfect man, because it does not work like that. Okay. And whoever is telling you that you could find your high quality man in 30 days, 90 days, whatever, they're playing with God. Okay, because God is the only one who could put that in place. But what you can do in the season that God has you currently in, that is something that I could help you with, because not only have I been there, but I've learned from it, and I've come out of it with a relationship that completely beat all of the other relationships I've ever had in my previous years of dating, my previous 10 years of dating. And I am still very happy and have a very healthy relationship to this day. My husband and I have been married for 10 years now, going on 11. We have 3 children. We've been through the worst. We've been through the best. And I want to help you get to a place that God has for you, that your heart's desires has for you. And I honestly believe that these 3 things is going to help you get on that path. Okay. So let's just jump right in. The very first thing that you're going to need to actually go from single and wandering to single and purposely waiting is you need to have commitment. What does that mean? Like, Selena, girl, I'm single. Who am I committing to? You're committing to yourself. Okay. You're committing to the betterment of the dream that you have in your heart of, I want a healthy and emotionally healthy and a spiritually healthy relationship. I want to be happy with a whole man, not a part of a man, not a piece of a man, but like a whole man. I want a relationship that is going to just transcend everything I've ever experienced in my past. And that starts with commitment. That starts with you committing to yourself that you owe yourself better, that your standards are going to be set and not replaced or not abused or overcrossed or whatever. And you have a commitment to God. Like, do you trust him? Do you trust him? Do you trust him with this plan that he has for you? The reason why I used the words waiting and wandering is because a lot of the times your single season feels like you are stuck in the desert, like you just got freed from a bad relationship or you just got freed from a previous season in your life, and you're kind of wandering the desert like the Israelites when they were freed from the Egyptians, and they were ready and they were anxious and they saw God move in their life and they praised God for the miracles that he showed that no other God could do. And so that proves, like, I am the one, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the light. Follow me, do as I say, and I will lead you to your heart's desires. I will lead you to that freedom place. I will lead you to a home. I will lead you to breaking those chains and the bondage and just removing all of the inferior thoughts and fears, and I will bring you peace. I will bring you love. Like, that is what God is doing. But a lot of the times when single women, I can speak on my own experience, perhaps you felt it as well. Single women, they get stuck in the wandering part, and they're not getting to the promised land as fast as they thought they should have, and they've overcome some dates and it never got them to the promised land. And so now they're questioning, like, am I lost? Did God forget me? What is happening? You start to doubt yourself, you start to question your faith, you start to really reconsider the plan that God laid out for you. His plan has never stopped. His plan has always been, I'm going to get my daughter to feel the best she's ever felt in a love life, in a relationship setting. Okay. Whatever that looks like for God in your life, he's going to bring that to you. But because you feel like you are just wandering, you start to lack your commitment to yourself, and you start to lower your standards, and you start to settle even though this dude's got red flags, right? Or you start to question what God is doing, and I'm getting too old. I think I have to take matters into my own hands. So the very first thing you absolutely need is commitment, right? Thing number two that you need to go from that wandering space to really just purposely waiting is you need to be using the right method. What do I mean by that? Right? Maybe online dating is not the right method, right? Maybe attending church and being overly friendly with every new guy that you meet at your church is not the right method. Maybe seeking, a small group of women is what the right method is going to be. Maybe, doing a Bible study on a particular thing, such as wandering, or maybe in the season of Job, because you feel like you've been robbed, or maybe just really seeking out, Daniel as he fasted and prayed and just stayed with God through the thick and the thin, through the fire and the den. Maybe you need to establish the right method for you to stay steadfast in your faith and to stay diligent in your hope that I'm waiting for a reason. I have a purpose in this waiting season. And therefore, I am going to exercise my faith by seeking God or by pursuing other women or by engaging in more friendships. Or maybe your method is you have to go through some healing and some recovery before you even get to the dating phase. Maybe some counseling is something that is the right method for you in this particular season that's going to help you not feel like you're lost and wandering, but instead it might reveal to you some ahas, some traumas, some triggers that has stopped you in the past all the other times. And so maybe finding out what the right method is for you to apply in this single season is what you need to realize that purposefully waiting is what you should be doing instead of feeling hopeless and wandering, right? So the first tip that you need to have is you need to have a commitment from you and to God. The second thing is you need to find the right method that's going to work for you to help you grow and sustain this long waiting season with contentness, with peace, with clarity, with the pursuit that this is a not a timed thing, but this is a purpose filling thing, right? And as soon as the purpose has been fulfilled, then you will leave out of this season and God will bring something your way. And the third thing is you need the right support system. I can't stress this enough. I can't stress this enough. Misery loves company. So if you're surrounding yourself by all of your friends who are also single, but they're also hurt and they're also bitter and they're also carrying baggage, how is that going to help you pursue the right person when the right person comes along? How is that going to help you grow and heal and recover? How is that going to help encourage you when the temptations arise and when the flirtations get too much? And when you just want it so bad because you miss being held, or you miss the camaraderie, or you miss the compatibility of having a partner there to share memes with and all that stuff. Like, how is that going to help when the women or the people you're surrounding yourself with are settling for less, are not caring, they don't want a qualified man, they don't want a high quality man, they just want a man, they want to play games, they're using modern dating culture to navigate their dating world, and they want to see you booed up no matter what. I once had somebody, I was single and I was fine being single. I was fine. I did not need to be single, but she didn't want to be in a relationship by herself because she wanted to do group things, right? So she pushed me to find a person. And I was just like, none of these people are good for me. Like, I don't want to be with another. And she kept pushing, hey, you should meet this guy. Ooh, this guy likes you. Ooh, this guy. Just because she was boy crazy, she projected that onto me with trying to make me find someone. And eventually I found someone, and it was the wrong person because I wasn't ready. I didn't want it. And this person was just hungry for a girlfriend or whatever. And so it ended up terribly. And I say all that to say that who you have in your circle, the people that you surround yourself with, is really going to matter, especially in your single season. Now, whether that is an online community, whether that is a circle of mentors, whether that is other single women who are on the same aligned pursuit as you, which is like purposely chasing God, purposely waiting on God, purposely having faith in God, so that when you guys feel weak in your weakest times, you guys know that you're not going to point to each other for the solution or to lean on each other. You guys are going to direct your friend to God and be like, come on, let's do this. Come on, let's pray. Come on, let's do this study together. You guys are constantly pointing and redirecting your sight and your desires back to God. That's the type of people that you need. And so if you don't have that, if you don't have the right support system, maybe you need a coach, someone who could show you like these are the active steps that you should be taking based on where you're at. Maybe you need that therapy and that counseling session. Sometimes your family can even be the people who are not in the right mindset and headspace for you, because they might be saying, why are you still single? I mean, It's August now, or it's July now. It's about to be August, but we all know what happens after August. They start busting out with Christmas trees, y'all. They start busting out with the holiday talking and the pursuing. And next thing you know, your family's going to be all up in your face again, telling you how come you're still single? What happened to your old boyfriend? Why aren't you in a relationship? You're not getting any younger. Like, who needs to hear that when you're single? You know what I mean? So sometimes surrounding yourself with family members who are projecting those kind of insecurities onto your life is not always the healthiest place for you to be. And it's not always the right support system for you to have. So, there you have it. I'm just going to leave it at that. Those are three things that you need to have in place. You have to have in place in order for you to feel purposefully waiting with peace, with contentment. I mean, we don't know how long your wait is going to be. For me, when I was single in my 20s, my late 20s, and I finally decided to pursue God, I broke up with my last boyfriend. I broke up with them in December of 2009. Okay? And it I had a whole year from 2009 to December 2010 where I said I was praising God, and I said I was trusting God, and I said, I'm going to go to church and I'm going to try it. But then I was also hit really hard because I did not have a commitment with God. I wasn't choosing Him over going to the clubs and going to the bars and meeting people and going on dates and giving my attention to people who were giving me attention, right? I didn't have that in place. I wasn't using the right methods. I wasn't staying at home and trying to recover from myself. Instead, I was trying to cope with my hurt and my pain of my breakup by meeting new people and hanging out with my friends every single night, going to bars and going to clubs and traveling across the country, doing all these things, just kind of living it up, living my best life. I wasn't really doing the right methods that was going to help heal me and show me what my heart's desires were. And I didn't have a good support system in place. Nobody was really like counseling me and coaching me and showing me like this is what you should be doing to feel better about your situation. This is how you can heal from that breakup. This is how you can, pursue the desires of your heart. Nobody was really there helping me through that. And so from 20 from January 2010 to December 2010, I was just kind of all over the place. From the surface, I looked like I had it all together because I had a big girl job and I was doing big girl things and I was living that Sex in the City, Carrie Bradshaw lifestyle. But deep down, I was broken. I was depressed. I was lonely. I was really scared. And I was losing all hope in love and in relationships and finding that perfect person for me. It wasn't until I had all three of those things in place, the commitment and the methods and the right circle around you, that's when I started to find a difference. That is when I started to feel a difference. That is when I started to recognize that I didn't have to regret my season of singleness. I actually started to enjoy it. I actually started to cherish it. And from there, God turned me into a different woman. God gave me a different heart. And from there, I met my husband as a friend. So this was January 2011. I met my husband as a friend. I first laid eyes on him, I guess, in early March. I didn't meet him as a friend until about April, May. I didn't start dating him until September of 2011. And then, um, let me see, audio isn't broadcasting, finish the live stream or start again. And then I didn't start we didn't get engaged until a year later. So it took a whole year of me putting those things in place. But once I put those things in place, things started to move very quickly. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope that you enjoy the story and I hope that you enjoy these tips. Please let me know in the comments if you're watching this live, if you're watching the replay, what do you think is the step that you need to start considering and taking seriously in order for you to go from single wandering to single and purposely waiting? Let me know in those comments. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Yes, I know YouTube, I have to get back to my videos, and I promise you they are definitely coming sometime in the fall season, along with some collaborative joint effort things that I have up my sleeve with my husband. So that is going to be very exciting to reveal to you guys. But let me know what you guys think about the tips, which one you're going to start to use, and how I, as a Christian relationship author and coach, can help you in those steps. I would love to know that. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you so much for attending this live, for being a part of my community, for sharing this, for liking this, for letting your friends know about this live if they are also single Christian women. And I will see you guys. Hopefully, I will see you guys again next week. I hope to keep doing these things once a week just to kind of continue that camaraderie and to build that community again, and to really encourage you to seek God, to put God first, and to always know that God has a plan, even when you don't see Him moving in your love life. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to wrap it up for now. Facebook, apparently, my battery was low and it like shut the broadcast off for the last 3 minutes. So I'm just going to say goodbye to them. I'm definitely going to say goodbye to you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again next week. Mwah. Bye.